What's up? What's up, peoples? Happy Sunday evening, and welcome to another episode of Trap No More Podcast. I pray you guys have been having a great day, great weekend. Pray your week ended strong. Man, I'm excited about tonight's guest, man. Very, very excited. Um, I can say that, I'm new to their story. I'm barely really tapping in to what they're presenting. But let me tell you though, man, this young man to my left, maybe you're right. I don't know how that works, but he's on my left, right? Um, he's an amazing young man. He has a heck of a vision. Um, this dude's working, going to school, all that good stuff. But I'm gonna let him tell it. But there's been a lot of hardships, a lot of pain, a lot of questioning, a lot of whys in this young man's life. I'm pretty sure in his mother's life as well. I mean, she probably looks small on video right now. You're looking at her, but let me tell you, man, she's a soldier. She's a straight warrior. And I'll let her share her story as well. Um, but before any of that, right now, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Hey, Miss Turtle, I see you, man. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you for always supporting. And yeah, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything that we're going to be presenting in the near future. Which we got some things coming up, man. You don't want to miss them. And man, just an update yesterday for you that have been following, my little journey through prison. Yesterday, I was in CIM, Bravo Yard, and man, I am really loving going back into prison. I'm really excited about, just the eagerness of these men, wanting change. And you know what, when I'm there, it doesn't even feel like I'm in prison for real, to tell you the truth, because we just be chopping it up. We're going through this book. They're asking a lot of questions. They're taking down a lot of notes. And man, it kind of feels like I'm in a university with these men, and I'm excited though. I'm excited that God's allowed me the opportunity to go back into prison and be able to pour what He's poured in me into them. And they're really receptive. So please keep that in prayer too. All you prayer warriors, man, keep that in prayer, because the enemy don't like when these men are, changing their ways, and yeah, he's always trying to throw a curveball. But you know what, man, God has the final say so. And these men, man, I'm proud of these men, for their commitment. They're there on time. Um, and they're excited, man. So, keep that work in prayer. Every Saturday morning I'm there from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. And it flies by so quick, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna keep on updating you guys on this journey, man, because it's exciting for me. And for you guys that don't know, a little backstory on CIM for me personally. When I left the California Youth Authority back in '96, that's when they kicked out all the M numbers because a counselor was murdered in there, and they kicked us all out, and they took me and my boy Pastor Brian. Shout out to Brian, over at Chapel of Change in Paramount. Me and him, they took us in some shower shoes and some boxers and just chained us up. We didn't even have on shirts. We didn't even have on pants. They took us in straight boxers and chanclas, chained up from the waist. Our feet were chained up, and they took us to a place called Palm Hall, which is the ADSEG, the shoe unit over there in Chino. And guess where I teach at? Right across from Palm Hall. So every time I'm there teaching, I see Palm Hall. Palm Hall's right there. And it just gives me a whole turnaround circle of like, dang, where I was and where I am today. And all glory to God, because without him, shoot, I would probably still be there, right? I would probably be in this class. But today, I find myself teaching the class. So just keep that in prayer though, man. I appreciate all you guys. So without further ado, we're going to jump into tonight's episode. And man, I'm excited. And shout out to my cousin Debbie, man. My cousin Debbie, for introducing me to this family. My cousin Debbie, man, God's definitely working through her and in her. And man, and I'm excited, through prison fellowship, which I do go into the prisons. You guys know they do the angel tree every Christmas year. My cousin's a part of that. My cousin was able to luckily, blissfully, God ordainedly get this family's information to deliver gifts from their loved one that's incarcerated. And I think it was my cousin that said, "Hey, you should check out my cousin's podcast or
Yeah,
something."
we started talking. Well, what really happened was she called me and she told me, "Hey, I'm calling from Angel Tree, and your husband wants to get the kids gifts through the program."
Mm.
And I was like, "Oh," it caught me off guard, and I was like, "Okay," I was like, "Yeah," but I kid you not, like we stayed on the phone. She can vouch for this for like an hour, and we just started talking. Like we clicked. It was
Yeah.
just meant to be. Honestly, I truly believe it. And ever since then, we've been every day, every other
Oh,
day.
wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know all
we've
that.
gone to church together.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so thank you, Debbie.
Yeah,
She's
shout out
been
to my cousin
yeah.
Debbie putting in work. I didn't even know that, man. Let me little black. That's right, cousin Debbie, man. Cousin Debbie, man. So proud of you, man. Thank you. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, she is the motivating factor I think right now for this whole podcast to happen
Yeah.
between us because she I started telling her about Maddox and what he was doing. And she
Yeah.
was like, "You need to meet my cousin Jojo."
Yeah,
And she
I was
took that.
excited when she was telling me, and I think I was on my way out of state when she was telling me. I said, You know what? It all sounds good. Let me
Yeah.
get back to you when I get back, and we'll chop it up, and we'll make it happen." And then she called you on a three-way. No, no,
Yeah.
I think we did a video call,
We
right?
did a video
We did a
call.
video call. That's correct. And then you started telling me, and I was blown away by the program. You know, what I mean, which we'll get into. Hold on, we'll
Yeah,
get
yeah.
into it.
It's a good program.
Yeah. But before we get all of that though, Catherine, and what I always tell my guests, it's not easy coming behind these cameras, these lights, and sharing our most intimate um situations in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you both of you right now in front of everybody, only share what you're comfortable with. Okay. Um, I could care less. You know, people like to cause drama on these podcasts
Yeah.
just to get views and all that. I don't trip off any of that. I just want you to be able to put your story out there because believe it or not, there's a lot of other families that are going through similar situations
Yeah.
and they're trying to figure out, how can I deal with my son? I'm a woman. How am I going to raise a boy to be a man? And
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many obstacles, you know what I mean, in what you're going through.
Oh yeah.
And I know, like we were talking earlier, it's not easy to go into the workplace and share that, hey, my husband's busted and I'm trying to raise my kids on my own
Yeah.
because it's not just Maddox, you got two daughters as well,
I have
right?
two younger girls. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's not easy to go and expose yourself in that light because there's so much judgment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People that don't know situations right away will think you're bad, think your kid's bad because their dad is in a situation, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, what type of people are you? That's how I felt.
Yeah.
Sometimes I had to shelter them a little bit and not say too much
Yeah.
because you never know what that other person's thinking. Oh no, no, don't let your
Kids
child.
hang
Yeah.
out with
Exactly.
who knows what that family's involved in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rough situation to be in, nevertheless. But as we go forward, though, Maddox, just whatever you feel comfortable in sharing. If I ask a question that's kind of out there, just like, you know what, I'd rather not talk about that or whatever. Or if you do want to talk about it, you could give the bare minimum. You
Of
know, you don't
course.
need to give names, you don't need to give addresses. I encourage you don't give like
Yeah.
any personal
Yeah.
information
No.
over this thing until later. We we'll get to that, right?
Right.
But most definitely. So we're going to start with your mom first, all
Of
right?
course.
Catherine, if you don't mind, just tell us a little bit about where you grew up from. You don't gotta say the street and the address
Yeah.
or the
Yeah.
color of your house or anything like that, but just
So
in general.
yeah, I grew up in the San Gabriel Valley. Um I don't city wise it's locally to Pomona. But um I mean, to be honest with you, I had very two great parents, supportive, wanted the best for their kids. And what can I say? I kind of went a little bit off track. I derailed for a little bit, and I became a young mother at the age of 20, and I had my beautiful son. And I guess my parents are together still to this day. And it's been, every family has their difficulties. Everybody goes through their own things. And growing up, I had three other siblings, and I was the youngest, of the bunch, and I you know started to kind of mess up and do some things that weren't, you know, what my parents would have wanted me to do. And then at the age of like 18, I got with my first partner, and was with him, and we had Maddox. And I don't talk about this too much, but um, from when I first had him, I he was busted. So I had him alone with my parents, and at age 1.5 or so, he got out of prison, and then he came back home, and from there it was good for a good 4 years. And then at around age 5, Maddox and him went through something traumatic, and he landed up getting busted. Actually, he got shot and busted, and he's serving a 20 years to life sentence right now. And yeah, so that was really tough, for us, and it was like a shocking experience. Maddox had a relationship at that time, but he was still young, right? 2 years later, I my now husband is stepdad, and from then on, that was who was in our life, and he then went to prison, and he's in prison now. And so that's kind of the backstory. I had my two girls after, um, and that's kind of like where we're at right now in our life. It's been very difficult. I will say this. A lot of people don't understand the situation. They may look at it and say, "Oh my gosh, two guys." That's kind of what it feels like. When you think about it, and I know talking with Maddox, he's like, "Oh, mom, how is it gonna make you look, right?" And I was like, "Well, there's so many other people that have situations like that happening to them." And so, um, but you know, it is what it is. We're here now. Um, I mean, it's difficult to deal with this in and out and abuse, like drug addiction, things like that. That has been like a huge situation when it comes to our family situation and our dynamic. Um, but I'm always honest. I guess that's the biggest thing. I'm honest with my kids for the most part. I think that my son has struggled the most as far as knowing, because the younger ones, they don't really understand. They know dad's in jail, but they don't really, understand the full aspect like he has. But I think now is like I look at my son and I say I tried my best. Like I messed up for a little bit, and then I got myself back together. Thanks to my parents who are watching right now. Thank you for always giving me that support, because um they taught me well, and I came back. I did. I came back. I fell in line, raised my kids. I try to do the best by them, and that's all I want is for them to be successful, not follow the same route that we did.
Man, just that little bit right there, we could already open up the phone lines for some encouragement because it's just a little bit you shared so far, man. That's real deep, and I was sharing earlier the situation that me, my son, and my wife went through as
Yeah.
young couples. We were 16 and 17 when we were married and pregnant. My wife was pregnant at 17, and I left her and my son. And I know the struggle. I know the struggle that my wife went through. Trying to raise a boy to be a man. Luckily, like Maddox, my father, his grandparents had a lot in his upbringing,
Yeah.
which they had good values and good morals, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't,
So,
I don't know what to be honest with you, thankfully
mhm,
that I had them to lean on to,
yeah,
because I'm going to be honest with you. There have been times where it's just been super hard, because you do everything alone.
yeah,
You're at home, you're with your kid. Like I feel like Maddox is he's like my best friend. We grew up together, but he's my son.
yeah,
And I poured all my love into him. So when
yeah,
I was going through the worst, he was giving me love.
Yeah.
not even knowing it. He was feeling a void inside of me,
Yeah.
an emptiness inside of me.
Yeah.
And that's amazing because I'm the mama. I'm supposed to be giving him love. So I know my other two that are watching too. They're gonna say, "Oh, mama's favorite,"
Mm,
but he's my boy. You know what I mean? And we
yeah.
went through a lot together.
I
So
know me and my son listening right now, we're both thinking of my wife because him and her, they're a team, you know what I mean?
yeah, I felt like I
And
grew up with him.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I was a young girl growing up, learning things with him. But it's a
yeah,
team. It is.
yeah,
It's like I got your back. I
yeah.
got your back for anything.
Yeah, and
It's
when
cool.
you say that, I'm picturing my son though, because my wife would say that when she would be crying or something, he would come over as a young boy and just start wiping her tears and hugging her and
Yes.
telling her it's gonna be all right, you know. And
Yes.
he really, I mean, he was such a young kid, you know. He was a baby when I left, and he grew up watching her struggle, you know what I mean, working 2 jobs and trying to, you know, provide for them, you know, and man, so I know my wife's watching. I hope she's watching right now because she's gonna be touched by this, but
Yeah. She knows then.
man,
You know,
yeah, she knows. I
the
mean, for
crying, the
reals,
feeling
you know, and
alone.
there's a lot of viewers that probably can relate as well.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of single parents that are a part of my platform that, you know, they're raising their kids right now without their, you know, their husband and boyfriends in their lives, you know. And a lot of the coaching that I do with them, they always ask me like, it's not my role to raise a boy to be a man. It's not my role. How am I going to do this? I said, with everything you got,
Yeah.
you know, with everything you
Every
got.
the way that I see it too is like everything that I wanted them to be for me,
Mhm.
their dad that his dad to be for me, I'm gonna show you to be better. I'm gonna show you how
Yeah.
to respect a woman. I'm gonna show you the values, how to be a man. Get up, go to work, don't
Mhm.
quit, don't
Yeah.
take no for like no.
Mhm.
You can do it. Don't let anybody tell you no. You find a way around it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's kind of I'm hard, but I love the heck out of my kids. That's one thing. I
Yeah.
love them so much. Like there's times where I've just been and I'm struggling with my own health issues right now. So uh, they're the motivation. They're like get up, get going, do what you got to do because
Yeah.
them. Because if I didn't have them, I don't know where I'd be right now.
Yeah. Maddox is just on standby right
Yeah.
now. Maddox,
Mhm.
go ahead and jump in, bro, because I know you want to. I see it all over you. So just start off a little bit from your perspective, you know, being there with your mom, you know, having a distant relationship with both male figures in your life, you know,
Yeah.
what's that been like? You know, if you don't mind just going back as far as you can remember, you know.
There were good times, with both people. Even with the first one, my first father, I sadly I don't remember much as he wasn't there much in my life. But with my second one, I there were good times. But of course in those times, as my mother's explained, there has been times of hurt. And I've been very hurt in those moments, especially when they left, especially when they, did those actions over and over. And as my mother explained, drug abuse has been that one main factor that has kind of led to my father's being reincarcerated again. And so a lot of emotions would always go through our mind, a lot of whys. Was I not good enough? Was there no reason for me to even be here if you could not stay for me? You know, I just a lot of moments where I felt like I was in a void, a lot of moments where I knew I had to mature very fast, a lot of moments where I had to be the shoulder to cry on. You know, I definitely was the shoulder to cry on. I heard my mother always through the thin walls or through the thin door, always crying in her room. It was very hurtful times. Sometimes that I just never would wish anyone to feel, especially any other child to feel as well. But thankfully, we've gone through it. Thankfully, I've grown up and I've grown up with so many great people. My grandparents, my two sisters, my mother, which I'm so grateful to be her son. I really am. You might
Thanks, man.
think so little of yourself, but with everything you've given me, I am truly grateful to be your son. I really am.
I love you, Pop.
Thank you.
I
Love you
love you.
too.
Wow. Yeah, Maddox. I mean, you know, I deal with a lot of children, especially teenagers your age, that had to grow up fast and had to, take on the role as the man of the house. Even though your grandpa's there, I know, or can you confirm that you took that on? Like, I need to protect my mom. I need to protect my sisters. Even though grandpa's here, I'm the man of this house. I'm the man of this family.
Immediately,
Immediately.
immediately, I knew that I had to be the man of the household, especially when my first father went away. At after that experience, my little sister was on the way. And so I knew that I had to be there for my little sister to be the better role model of the family, a person that she could look up to, a person that she could follow in her footsteps.
Mhm. I mean, what was your perspective of your dad? I mean, did you think of him as a criminal? Like, what were your thoughts of your dad getting busted? Like, what was going through your young mind at the time? Like,
You
So
know,
so like what like for his you know when he up until 4 or 5, it was like great relationship. So doesn't really know, like it's he can you can answer. I'm sorry I jumped in there.
no, no, it's
no,
cool.
no worries. Honestly, I still, at that time, I still looked at him as a father. I was just so sad to see him go away.
Hmm.
To know, with everything that my mother has explained, even though at that time it was vague, I
Hmm.
understood that he was going to go away for a very long time.
Hmm.
Of course, a little later, I learned 28 years to life. So I was never really going to see him again.
Hmm.
And on the note, at the after the experience which he left me, um,
He had a traumatic experience with that when he was younger, like guns
yeah,
and things like that. So his dad ended up getting shot, and he was
He was there with
yeah.
them.
mhm,
So that's a traumatic experience for him, and so we haven't had much conversation with
Hmm.
his. We've kind of kept a distance, although he does try to keep in touch and stuff like that. There's other factors. Now that stepdad came in 2 years
Hmm.
after, that just caused a lot of tension, and that's
Hmm.
not normally something that we talk about. But now that we're speaking on it,
Yeah.
it's there's anger, there's turmoil there.
Yeah.
So, but when stepdad came in, they grew a real good relationship, and I think he got more hurt with him
Yeah.
because he promised, "I'm not gonna do what your dad did."
Hmm.
it's also put it like this too. While I have very little memory of my first father, I have more than 7 to 9 years of memory of my stepfather, which
Hmm.
I'll from this point be calling my father, as he was the one I almost looked up to, even until now. But after which he's in prison now. So, but um, hmm,
Yeah.
You lost your track, huh?
I lost my track. But what I was trying to say was, I already lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I mean, because I could imagine there's a gang of thoughts going
Yeah.
through as we start to talk about these things.
It's
When
just so hard to talk about, especially on this forum like this.
it
It's cool
is,
to talk to one on one, we could express
yeah,
ourselves, but it feels just so different, I think.
yeah,
And that's what I was worried about, like how are we going to express ourselves like this with
yeah,
to everybody out there?
yeah. But right now, when we start taking calls, you probably hear from some moms that are going to give some encouragement and whatnot. Because, like we said in the beginning, it's not easy to expose yourself. You know what I'm
No, it's
saying?
not.
And I know I always tell people it seems easy from that side of the
Yeah.
camera, but when we're right here, it's not easy for us to disclose these you know deep secrets. We could say, what I
Yeah,
mean, that we don't just put
exactly.
out there. But there's a lot of healing in sharing your story. There's a lot of healing in the process of putting it out there where it's not a secret no more.
There's a lot of weight that gets dropped off your shoulders for sure.
Exactly, exactly. And of course, afterwards, I'll be here for you to talk about it and process it. Just so you know, I was a behavioral modification counselor for 20 years. So,
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I don't ever plan on opening somebody if I can't shut them back up. You know what I mean? Because it's
What if
rough.
they didn't want to be shut? Now they're just keep on talking and talking and
Well, that's a
and I
good
was
thing. I just make sure that they understand, because I'll tell you something. When I first shared the story being in prison and a lot of my viewers already heard this story, but I lost my mom while incarcerated. That was like one of my biggest fears. And anybody watching from prison right there, they know, it's just not something you just walk around the yard crying about, or really showing any kind of
Yeah.
emotions. But when I lost my mom, it broke my heart. And I never really processed it with anybody. You know what I mean? I mean, I had good friends and good Christian brothers and homies that would come by and be like, "You all right, bro? You need anything? We're here for you,
Yeah.
blah, 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 and of course I'm like, nah, I'm good, bro. I got it. I'm cool, because everybody knew what I was going through.
Yeah.
But years later, I would say probably about 4 years later after that, I'm in a recovery program in prison, and I start sharing my story, and I break down in front of all these prisoners as I share my story, as you guys are doing today. And I cried, and I felt so vulnerable. I felt like now they're looking at me like I'm some punk. Now they're looking like they probably going to try to get over on. But to my surprise, afterwards, they all came and gave me hugs and be like, man, I went through that. I feel you, and I
Wow.
still went through mixed emotions even after all that support,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's usually that next day syndrome thing where we're like, man, how are people going to look at
Yeah.
me now? What are they going to say now? How are they going to treat me now that they know that both of my baby daddies are busted,
Yeah.
doing life. And but you know what though? Like this young wise man said right now, there's a burden that's lifted. That's how come like AA and NA is so powerful for addicts
Mhm.
and alcoholics, because when they go and share, it's like they're letting more and more out,
Out.
and there's accountability too. Because believe it or not, whoever is watching, they probably going to want. Well, we're going to get to that again, but there's going to be a lot of supporters that are going to be like, you know what, I want to support this family. I want to help them out. I want to tag along in their vision. They got a vision. We won't get to that.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get
But
to that.
yeah, you'll see though how people will be able to relate, and they probably feeling the same empathy right now, because there are women that are in your position, maybe not to the extreme details, but people are hurt,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of questions, and there's a lot of, how am I going to get through this by myself? What's going to happen to my kids? I remember that was my wife's cry, like, who's going to help me with my baby? She didn't even have the baby yet when I left her, and I was already getting life. She didn't know if I was ever going to come home. She had
Yeah.
just married me.
That's
But
it. I know. I feel like nobody understands it. Like you could talk, you could have all the support in the world from family and friends and stuff like
mhm,
that, but still, you still harbor something like inside that you're holding on, and nobody understands that. Only you in those moments where you're just like, there's countless times where I'm like, please, God, please, like I'm praying on my knees, please
yeah,
help me get through this
they,
because it's that
yeah,
nobody
they
understands. It's
don't.
it's super tough.
It is.
And you
But
go out to the world and it's a mask.
yeah, we
It's like
learn how to put on them masks. We learn how to answer them trick questions. Where's your husband? Or when are we going to
Mhm.
meet him? Or why isn't his dad coming to his baseball games? Or
Yeah.
why this and why that? And you got all these answers. You know what I mean? That's ready, like pre-recorded. When they ask me, this is what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
He's at work, like you
Or
said earlier.
yeah, exactly. He's
He's
at
they're
work.
at work. You
Work,
know what I
work.
mean? That's why
Yeah.
you don't see them.
Yeah. Until the questions start coming, like, oh, what did they do? And you're like,
Yeah.
I
After a while, though, I could imagine Maddox, and if I'm wrong, just tell me I'm wrong right here in front of everybody. But there's a time when people ask you certain things where you just get mad, like, man, stop asking me the same darn question, Like, you just feel like telling them, right? Like, hey, my dad's busted. There, stop asking me.
Yeah.
That's the like, kind of the frustration that gets built up, huh?
It's only until recently where I just share a little bit of, where my parents are. I just tell them at this point because that's my way of kind of letting at least a little bit of the weight off my shoulders. But even
Mhm.
then, and even still now, there's a weight still on. But doing this, a lot of weight is just being dropped. Of course, when I was younger, those questions of where's your father? Where do they work? Same questions, that they'd ask.
Yeah.
I'd always have to ask around them. And it hurts even more when I was younger, that every time I went to school and it was time for pickup, you know, a kid always ran up to their mother and father. And then after when I got picked up, I ran to my mother, but of course there was still one person missing. And I
Mhm.
saw that for many years and it hurt. It hurt very much.
Yeah. Man, isn't this young man brave? Let's see the comments, man. Put the comments. Let's give him a thumbs up, man, so he can see them. We're gonna see some thumbs up right now. But man, I appreciate you being so brave, man, and man, it's not easy. And tell you right now, man, I'm so proud of you, for taking care of your mom and your little sisters, and man, for what you're doing today. You know, you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot for being a senior. Of what I hear. There they are. Told you. I'm
I
so
will
proud
say,
of you,
Jojo,
Maddox.
like, not just because he's my son, he's an amazing kid. Like, he's just I look at him and I'm like, what genes are those? For reals, I do. I'm like, dang, he's so smart.
Yeah.
He's so like calm and practical and just like I don't know if it's the experience that made him that way or if a lot of times maybe he's just born that way, but he's always been so loving. Like when his sister was born, he
Mhm.
was just like, I want to be there. I want to feed her. I want to change her. I want to do everything. He's just that type of kid. And I just sometimes I feel like he's bottled up things and I don't know how he's managed. I don't the
You
kids
did. You
suffer.
you've done something right over the last 17 years. 17, right?
Hmm.
Over the last 17 years, he's seen something in you that's given him strength while he's giving you strength. And we were just talking earlier. Earlier, we were talking, because hearing her story. I mean, and this is my first time really hearing the story. What we're going to get to is what we talked about. That's
Initially,
us all
yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about getting on the bus. But we were talking about how like my son, my kids, and me and my wife always look at each other like I said, God must have looked at our lives and be like, man, you guys went through hell, so I'm gonna bless you a little bit with these kids. You know what I'm
Yes, thank
saying?
you. That's what it
Because I
is.
mean, I don't know. You know what I'm
Right?
saying? I don't know how my kids didn't follow our path, other than us really, like we were saying earlier, keeping it real with them and teaching them. I think me and my wife, you know what, we try to give them the street smarts and we raised them in the church for us. That was the way we raised them since we converted.
Mhm.
And we give all glory to God for our kids. We rarely take credit. We do not boast that it's all
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
What I mean, that's all God. What I mean, being gracious to us as parents. And I believe that's what God's pouring upon you and
Thank
Maddox.
you.
I mean, and man, your future is bright, bro.
Thank you.
Regardless. And you and your mom, there has to be some understanding that them generational curses, they've stopped. you know and what I mean by that, because for all my Christian people out there, all my spiritual people that understand generational curses, you have a father, you have son after son after son, nephew after nephew that are gang banging and dope things, and there it's a curse. It's a righteous generational curse
It's
that's
like a
passed
cycle.
down. But for you though, and I want to give some credit to your mom. Give her roses because she's done something that has you on the right track. You know, and man, you see all the support you getting right there. It's just coming and coming, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I see Thea Gordy right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so proud of you, Maddox. You know what I mean? And they haven't even heard the good stuff about you. They heard a glimpse of you. Ain't even heard nothing yet, right? We're gonna jump into the. Let me see what time it is. It because we have people that might be calling in a bit. But Maddox, why don't you go ahead and fast forward to what you're doing today as far as working, getting ready to graduate? What's going on today? I know
Yeah.
this is like a big year for you.
It is a big year. 3 more months until graduation, and so with already having my college applications out of the way, almost everything is done at that point, just waiting for colleges
To
for the
accept.
last to accept. Yeah.
Mhm. Have you got any acceptance letters yet?
Yes, actually, Arizona State University
That's
and
right.
UC Merced have been some of the colleges that have actually gone back to me with an acceptance that I have gone in. So
That's
I'm
what's
happy.
up, right? Come on, we got to give it up for man. College, universities getting accepted, man. That's a big deal, bro. That's a big deal.
It is. I'm first generation too of my family to actually be in college to get in.
There it is, right there, man. That's what's up,
That's the
bro.
generational break that you're also talking about too.
That's the generational blessings that are going because your
Yes.
sisters you know what? They're going to have their own testimony at some point about their relationship with their dad being busted. But you know what? They got the male figure in their life right now that's showing them that we could be
Yeah,
successful.
anything's possible.
This family can be successful. If my brother could do it, I could do
And
it
it's not
Mhm.
only that too. You can also be better.
better.
You not only just set the stones for them to step on and also follow, but you also show them the stones, that you place to be better, to surpass me. And that's what I'm wanting to do.
That's what's
That's what
up.
I'm doing right now.
That
I hear some
man.
competition right there for
It-
the girls that are watching because they're at home watching right now. Their brother.
Yeah, they're
That's
probably proud
competition right
right
there.
there. Yeah, they're. I could imagine they're very proud of their big brother,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely.
So man, so any specific college that you really really want to attend?
Caltech.
Caltech?
Caltech.
Where's that at?
Caltech is
Pasadena.
Pasadena.
It's a engineering school.
Oh
It's very
wow.
difficult to get into. That
Yeah.
and MIT.
Yeah.
He's
And Georgia Tech.
and
Yeah.
Georgia
Any
Tech.
specific engineering you want to do?
Biomedics.
Oh yeah,
Biomedical engineering.
biomedics. That's right. Because my daughter, she's a senior as well.
Hmm.
She's already been accepted into like what, like 12, 15 different
What?
universities.
Are
What?
you serious? Wow!
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I mean, she's
Happy.
she's like a straight A student. She's
Yes.
really doing good, and yeah, she wants to leave us, so she's going all the way to the East Coast. She's already been accepted into three New York universities.
What?
So yeah, we might be losing our baby
No,
girl.
you're not
But
losing her.
I
Don't think
know,
of
I
it like
know,
that. That's
I
how I
know.
felt when he started applying to like
Yeah.
the East Coast and Georgia, and
And I always had to tell her, don't worry. Don't worry.
I
I'll
think
still
that
be able to give you a call.
yeah.
Yeah, that's my daughter. My daughter was like, "I'll FaceTime you guys."
Yeah,
You know
but
what I
then you
mean?
think about it when they get sick or something, you gotta fly over there. Like that's just me. I think I've
Yeah.
devoted so much time into them that it's just hard for
The
me.
only good thing for me right now, though, knowing about the East Coast, is that we have two good friends that are over there.
Okay,
One of them's been out there for I believe like 2.5 years. She's in a university out there too, so
okay.
that she's real close to her. So she'll be close to her as
So she won't
well.
be alone.
She won't be alone, in them situations.
Yeah,
We have people out there that I trust with her.
yeah.
Um,
Well,
so
congratulations. That's
yeah,
exciting. I know it
yeah.
is.
She's stressed out right now trying to decide. She's really stressed out. But we're trying to talk. I mean, we don't want to bust her bubble, and but we're showing her the numbers because going out of state,
Oh my
you're talking about
gosh.
like
Yeah,
48,000 a year
Okay.
compared to 8,000 a year if she stays here in California.
I
out of
It's
know.
a
state living.
big difference. But I mean, she's been preparing to be a civil engineer since freshman year.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
she's already,
Okay.
yeah, throughout the years, she's already been to other universities on projects and stuff. So that's her goal.
That's Maddox too.
Yeah,
I've
that's her
always
Maddox too
wanted
goal.
every summer.
every summer. I always went to an engineering
Oh yeah.
summer camp. I went to UCSD and I
Hmm.
did a 2 week summer camp there. And then after I went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, which is also a college I've actually applied to as well.
Okay.
So between the two or between the three colleges I'd actually love to go to, it either be Caltech, UCSD, or San Luis Obispo.
Okay. Yeah. All on the West Coast. That's
Hmm.
cool. Nice. So that brings us to what you're doing right now with this get on the bus, if you don't mind. And I believe somebody might be calling in to explain a little bit more, but
Yeah.
from your understanding of it, what is that? Tell us. Because I'm still trying to figure it out.
So Get on a Bus is a program by the Center for Restorative Justice, and it's a program that allows families to be able to, for free, to be able to see their parent at jail or at prison,
Mhm.
free of charge. This bus is set up. They have food and snacks on the way while they're driving, and then on the way back, they'll get a whole backpack set up for them with teddy bears, little gifts, and a letter from the respective parent as well.
Okay. And when you say bus, is it like a school bus or is it like a charter bus, like a Greyhound bus,
Yeah.
AC,
Yeah,
all that?
Charter.
also.
Yeah.
So where do you guys get picked up at?
So they have because they service 13 different prisons.
Okay.
So they actually have spots where they meet up. Everybody congregates there and they get picked up from that place. But
So where's the local one at for Southern California?
I believe if I'm not mistaken, if I'm correct, it's West Covina would be the closest one.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know what prison they actually go to because the different drop-offs or the pickup spots
Mhm.
are pertaining to different
Yeah, prison
prison
locations,
locations that they're going to.
Okay.
and also the family that they have for that specific bus to take them to those specific prisons as
Yeah.
well.
Do
Yeah.
you have to qualify for that, or is it kind of? I mean, what? How do you get involved in that?
That's from what I remember per se. You can also volunteer to be an actual person that surveys the buses and everything and actually
But
be
no,
with them.
what I think what he means is how do you get into this program,
Yeah. How do
correct?
you get it? You got to get
Oh,
accepted into it
right.
because I mean,
Um,
we have so many prisoners. I mean, too
Yes,
right,
many,
right.
yes,
two
yes.
million
This is something
prisoners.
that's actually coordinated by the actual incarcerated parent themselves. So the incarcerated parent would actually be able to get in contact with the organization and set up a form with their family or set up a call with their family to see if they would like to actually go and see them. And this is all they, and if they do, the paperwork will already be done for them. They'll be able to get the paperwork done for them, and they'll be able to get on their way to see their parent.
Oh,
So
nice.
the lady that the executive director says she's reaching out to try to jump in to give more information, but there's no answer on the call.
Oh,
So
we haven't opened up the
okay,
call
okay,
yet.
okay. I'm
Oh,
jumping the
Yeah,
gun
yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. We'll open it up and we'll announce it.
But yeah, so it's initiated by get on the bus. So they go to they actually go to the prison and they give the applications out to the inmate. The
Oh,
inmate
okay.
then fills it out and get on the bus, then reaches out to that family. And if the family does want to participate, they're able to participate. And if they don't, then they move on to the next family.
Dang,
Yeah.
that is so cool.
Yeah, it's the way we found out about this is because they reached out to me.
we were
Okay,
actually a part of the
Yeah.
program.
So yeah,
nice.
when the first time that um dad got busted, he's the one that initiated it. But because of COVID, we never got on that bus because he
Oh,
got released. He was doing a 7-year term,
mm-hmm.
but he got out early because of COVID.
Yeah.
So we never got to board it, but we still remained in contact with the program.
Oh,
And
okay.
so Maddox this year for iPoly is doing the award.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah,
Tell us
the
about that.
seal of civic engagement, which is only about, if I recall, about only 2% of graduating high school students receive.
award with their diploma
Hmm.
through the state of
Nice.
California.
That
And
is
so
so cool.
yeah, that's how he said, "Well, how do I engage with the community?" And he's like, "Well,
Well, not the
through
community that
that
I'm
I'm
already a
in,
part of.
you know."
Yeah.
And at first, my dad was like, "No, no, no. Why do you want to do this? You know what I'm talking about, Dad." We sat there, and he was like, "Why do you want to do that?"
Hmm.
No, no, you don't want people to know.
And let me ask you, this program, it's not government funded or nothing. It's by donations. Is that correct?
Uh,
Nonprofit.
yeah,
Nonprofit.
nonprofit. Yeah,
Okay.
nonprofit. So
Yeah.
it was
So that.
started by what was it started by,
The
Maddox?
LA Archdiocese
Yeah,
in
LA
Oh,
1989.
Archdiocese.
they
A
have about a
long time ago.
lot.
Hmm.
They have homes. They have a Francisco home and something else for lifers when they come home.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how come I'm so familiar with that name.
yeah. So
Yeah.
they initially started it, I think, for women.
Yeah,
You
it
know
was
more about
it
it.
was mostly a need for women, as at the time in 1999 there was a huge rise in the incarceration rates for women. And of course, and sadly this has also been a problem in my research as well, is that when the rates for men rise, we don't really care per se, but when the rates for women and their incarceration rates rise, it's a shock, it's a
Hmm.
scare. And so what happened was, when the LA Archdiocese, the nuns specifically, were going out and seeing, the reasons as to why a lot of the responses, for well, a lot of, after the talks with the women,
Hmm.
a lot of what they wanted to see, and because it wasn't really something available at the time, was contact with their children.
Mm.
And so then Get on the Bus was a program started to for
Families to
for
get to the
families to get to
mothers.
the mother.
Yeah. And you know what sucks because I've worked in, like I said, I go to the prisons and I've been involved in a lot of prison ministry, and it's crazy that when I go to women's prisons, the visiting rooms are empty.
I know it's sad.
Empty. But when you go to the men's prison, it's like there's a mile long line,
Mhm.
and it's like that sucks, And I have a good friend that works in Linwood's county jail, which is the women, and
Mhm.
she told me the same thing. Even in the county jail, which is just right here in our backyard, and they still don't even get visits the
Well,
way
I
men's
I
prisons.
used to tell E, I'll say
Mhm.
E all the time, like if the tables were turned, like when we were messing up, if the
Mhm.
tables were turned, would you be visiting? would you be as dedicated? Because I know I've been in those visiting rooms. Though I give it to the girls, they go hard. I know some girls that every weekend they'll go.
That's my
I
wife.
have a best friend that's in Montana, and she met her man in jail, in prison,
Okay.
and she stayed with him for a long time. Unfortunately, when he got out, he left her.
Oh
But
dang.
I felt so bad for her. But so it's like it's sad because the women don't get. It's more, and not that it's more stigmatized. I just feel like you're the mama. You're
Hmm.
the one that's supposed to be that nurturer. And I think it's looked at differently. And I think that's why it was started because it was these women were getting incarcerated.
Yeah. Yeah. And they needed some. They needed a boost in support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Need people to see them.
Yeah.
Their
Yeah.
kids, the kids suffer. That's the biggest part. That's the biggest reason for change, I
Yeah.
think.
And
The
you
kids.
know what's so crazy though that we're talking about this is that what I've heard so many times because I worked in an all women's facility with all parolees, all women. Yeah, I was fortunate. I had a crazy position. So my job in there was I was the father's coordinator, and what that meant is I tried to get fathers
To
to bring
come.
the kids to visit, to be a part of the women's lives. That was my specific role.
And
So
how
the
did it turn
women,
out? Was it
you know what?
did
We
you
were
get a
having some good success. We
okay.
were having, we were doing something called celebrating families, where we were bringing families in and trying to, just integrate family dynamics in the program. And we were trying to get fathers in there, and the fathers were coming with the kids,
That's
and it was pretty cool,
that's good.
um but yeah, even in the programs, it's still the same way as well. It's hard to get men involved in the women's thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
But man, that's so we're gonna you gave me the link. Let me give you guys some information. Actually, you know what? We'll open it up right now. Let me make sure I turn this on.
Tia Jen.
Oh,
Idea.
let me see. I'm getting a bunch of text messages, a bunch of
Me too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of text messages.
Let me see.
Maybe we'll just take this moment to thank JoJo. Because honestly, this has been like a blessing. Debbie and JoJo, for sure.
It's definitely a new experience.
New experience. We're reaching out to all of you guys out here about what's going on in the world and how it's affecting us
It's not only that,
Yeah.
it's talking to people who are like us,
or
who've also
like us.
been in our situation, who can understand us, and not
Yeah.
immediately
Judge
question
us.
us,
Yeah,
judge us,
judge
or
us.
stigmatize us.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go ahead and Anthony, go ahead and put the phone number up. Hold on, let's take this. Hello, hold on real quick. Don't hang up. You're on speaker, but hold on 1 second. What did I do? Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Because if I don't put them on this, you won't be able
Just
to
in
hear.
case. Those are the dates.
Where is it at? There it is. Okay, now you should be able to hear them. Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello?
Yes, you're on.
Hi, yes.
You're on the podcast. Who we speaking with?
Hi, good evening. This is Liz Rios. Is this Jojo?
Yes, it is. You're live on Trap No More podcast.
Okay, I just turned off the YouTube because I was hearing myself, so it was too much for me.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
I'm
usually
just
say
going to be
lower it.
listening to you here.
Okay.
Yes,
So what's going on?
very good. So listen, first of all, thank you so much for getting us some airtime here. You clearly have met Maddox and Catherine, and they've shared their story, their journey. As you can see, they're absolutely amazing people. So we
They
have
are.
been incredibly blessed to have their love and support, and honestly, just to push to raise awareness about, obviously being a child of an incarcerated parent with Maddox's story. And of course, sharing the resources about our program, Get on the Bus. So wanted to thank you for the time. And I just wanted to come in and chime in and see how I can support, if I can offer some information, more of
Yes.
a resource sharing, because they're doing a great job with that. So I just wanted to share a little bit more. So
Yeah.
if you'd
Tell us.
like, I can, yeah, I can leave it to you. Anything in particular that you want me to focus on?
I think Maddox was answering it. I mean, I guess it starts off in the prison with the inmate getting the information and the application. Is that the
Correct,
initial
correct.
start? Okay. And
Yes. So I'll tell you a little bit about our founding story, only because I just want to ensure that people understand why our program is here and why it's such a beautiful program. In that, really, it's still a very grassroots organization. We live off of donations, grants, contracts, etc. But the love and support from our volunteers and the sponsors that we have. So I just, I share this because oftentimes when you see a program like this that offers so much good to the families, we often question, all right, what's the catch here, right? So I just like to share that information and ensure everyone understands that. So to Maddox's story, we were founded 25 years ago by the Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet, and literally how Maddox explained, the nuns went to the women's prison essentially because they wanted to support. They wanted to figure out, how can we support these women? As he mentioned, there was a plight of women that were going into prison in mass numbers. So the difference with when women go to prison, remember who's going to prison. It's the person. We all, we see mom, how strong they are, how they run the household, and so on. When that person goes to prison, that goes away. So there's not really anybody in the household who can bring these children and connect them to their mothers. So in knowing that, when the sisters went to the prison and talked to the women, they didn't know that there was an issue with the mothers not being connected with their children. They really just wanted to support them because they were in prison. So as they were talking to the women and asking, how can we better support you? And, the first woman answered, I just want to see my children. I haven't seen my children in 6 years.
wow.
And then the next woman said, it's been 8 years for me, and so on and so on. And our founder, Sister Suzanne Jabro, was working for the LA Archdiocese at the time. That's when she decided, well, now I can say this, but she decided to get a bus, a charter bus, without getting the approval from the diocese yet. But she decided to get a bus and bring these children to visit their mothers. And that following year, which was 25 years ago in 2000, Get on the Bus was able to reunite 17 children with the 9 mothers that were in prison that day, asking for that request. So that first visit, that is what made the Get on the Bus program happen, because when these children ran into the visiting room, they hadn't seen mom in years.
Wow.
That child running to their mother, and sorry, it always makes me emotional. That child running to their mother, embracing their mother, was such a transformative moment that even the correctional officers had to turn away.
Wow.
Because that wasn't permitted at the time. And that is what makes our program so special. It's the fact that for that day, in honor of Mother's Day and in honor of Father's Day at the men's prisons, these parents get to be a parent for their children.
Yeah.
They get to serve lunch. They get to get snacks for them. They get to get up. They get to embrace their children the entire time without anybody telling them anything. We have bonding activities. We have face painting. I mean, the whole purpose is for that day to be a specialized visit where the family unit can be together. Yeah. And that bonding experience can be established, if it isn't there, with that child and that parent. Man. And if it is there, we want to maintain that, right? That was the whole purpose of our program. So, fast forward 25 years later, overall, we have been to 17 California state prisons, 17 prisons, and 1 federal prison, which is, now closed down in Dublin. Mm-hmm. But currently we are serving 13 of the 32 California state prisons. So we did have some time off during COVID when everything was closed off. But even during that time, we still connected families virtually. We had a sort of like a mirror event where our virtualized visit was kind of like a get on the bus event where our visit was longer. We provided lunch, for the families and for the incarcerated parents, like we always do. So our thing has been connection. Obviously, the biggest thing here is that in-person connection, right? But
Yeah.
even then, we know during COVID, we needed that, and we were able to connect families. So that's essentially, what we do. This past season in 2024, we were able to bring together 1,171 family participants, which included the children, caregivers, and the incarcerated parents. And honestly, we usually have about 1,000 or more volunteers that help us just to make this event happen. So we're completely blessed by the community and all the loving individuals that believe in our mission. So that's essentially what we do here. But I'll leave it to you if you guys have any questions.
Yeah, that is so awesome right there, man. And so you I was looking through the text and you said you were sending a link, but I don't think I ever got the link directly to what's your web page, or how can my the followers that are viewing
Yeah,
right now, how can they get a hold of this information to support it, to just ask more questions?
absolutely. So we're one of those organizations where the program kind of came before the organization's name.
Okay.
So Get on the Bus is the name of the program. The name of our organization is Center for Restorative Justice Works.
Hold
The
on real quick.
acronym is CRJW.
Say it slow because I got my guy over here typing it in.
Oh,
Say
he needs
yeah.
to be quick. I'll make it easy. It's crjw.org,
Oh,
and
that
you
ain't
can
too
check
hard.
us out. Yeah, easy, right?
Yeah, that's pretty easy. CR.
There you
I already
go.
forgot it.
And
W.
yeah,
CRJW.
and there you go.
Okay.
crjw.org.
.org. All right. Well, let me answer this call because I think it might be from somebody we want to hear from. But I thank you for what you're doing, man. God bless you guys, and I'm definitely going to look into it myself. Okay.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you so much.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hi. Can you do me a favor and lower the TV in the background or the monitor?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. We could hear you now. Who are we talking to?
Okay. Maddox's sisters.
Oh, Matt, your sisters. Don't get all shy now. Oh. All right. Go ahead and tell us all the juicy stuff now.
Hi, Maddox.
How you doing, Jimmy?
Good. We're proud of you.
Thank you. I just try to be the best I can be for you guys.
You're one of our biggest examples, and we love you so much.
Thank
We're
you.
proud of you for how far you've gotten. And we know you're going to do great things, and you're going to continue to be great. And you've set the bar really high for us. And we appreciate you and everything you've done. We love you so much.
How about your mama? Your mama's listening too.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you for all your sacrifices. Even though you yell at us a lot, and we know you love us, and all the love and care that you give us, it means a lot. And without you, I know I wouldn't be the person I am today. You keep it real with me. You you're someone I'm not afraid to talk to, and I know a lot of people don't have that. And I appreciate you a lot for it.
I love you, Mama. You know you guys are my everything. I love you.
Wait, is this little girl like 15 years old?
No.
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 How old are you?
12.
She's 12. Oh my
Almost. Yeah, 12. I'm 12.
You're another one that had to grow up fast, huh? Because you are so mature. I appreciate you calling us.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you for them kind words that you said for your brother and your mother.
Thank you,
Thank
Mama.
you.
You know, they're
Love you,
very
Chucky.
proud of you too, right?
Yeah.
You know we only want the best for you. That's why we're so hard. So you don't go down the same steps as me and Dad. I love you.
All right. Thank you for calling.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye,
we
baby.
appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye, Mom and Dad.
Bye.
Hello. Thank you for calling in a trap no more.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm
Who are
just
we speaking
calling
to?
in to say you're speaking to Elizabeth, Catherine's older sister, and Maddox's aunt.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you
how
for
you
calling
doing?
in.
Hey, Gord.
I just want to say I'm very proud of my nephew. He set the bar high for the rest of the cousins to follow him.
That's right.
And he makes me so happy. And I'm very proud of my sister. She's she's an exceptional mother. She loves her children. And no matter how bad she feels on her bad days, she gets up and does what she has to do for her kids.
That's right.
Thank you, Gord.
Thank you.
I love them very much,
We love you.
both of them.
Love you
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you. Thank you for calling in, and thank you for them special words. Appreciate your support.
They'll always have our support.
That's right.
All
All right.
Gord.
Thank you.
so much.
You're welcome.
Love you.
Love you too.
Thank you for calling in the trap no more.
Hey, what's up? This is Always Having Faith from Phoenix, Arizona.
Hey, what's up, bro? Good to hear from you.
What's good, bro? What's good? Hey, I just want to say respect to both of y'all for getting up on this platform.
Thank
Man, that'd be crazy. Share like my testimony. I'm too nervous to do all that.
you.
But
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary.
yeah, for real. Especially like with some of the stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want it all out there. But
Hey, brother, if you don't mind, let me take this other call because it's coming in from jail real quick. Call back though, okay?
Simone.
Hey, thank you, brother. I
Okay.
appreciate that. Hello.
This is Global Tellink. You have a prepaid call from an incarcerated individual at the Ironwood State Prison,
I know that
Rice,
voice.
California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, thank you for
Hey,
calling
what's
in.
going on, Jojo?
How you doing?
All right, yeah, thank you.
Hey.
Hello? Yeah, I could barely hear you. It's kind of loud in here, but you hear me?
Yeah, we could hear you good, brother. Go ahead. Talk to us.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to just call to just support my son, you know? Support my son and just give you guys a shout out as well. You and Get on the Bus program and, you know, just thank you guys for fostering children with incarcerated parents.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, man.
Thanks for calling in and supporting him.
Yeah, so right now there's a lot of movement going on over here. I'm right here in Ironwood, as you guys know, right here on B Yard. This is the last yard that is good here. We're closing it down, so they're shipping us all out to other prisons. And there's a lot of motion going on right here, a lot of movement.
Three-way call alert.
They have everybody transpacking right now, but they're doing it in the day room because they're limited on time. We got like one more week to get us all out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for calling in.
Yeah.
I know you're busy over
Three-way
there
call
dealing with
alert.
all of that.
Well, you be blessed, brother, man. Thank you for calling in, and you're in our prayers, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, man. I also just wanted to express my gratitude as well to my son's mother, his grandmother, and his grandfather for, you know, for their support, their guidance, for raising him from, you know, a little boy to be a fine young man. You know, I'm just very proud of him, very proud of the person he turned out to be and what he's going to be, you know?
Yes, we have big things for him. You know that.
Yeah.
It's hard. We just want you to be better.
You guys there, you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we could hear you clear, bro.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. I could barely hear you guys. I don't have no earphones. I don't have nothing in my cell right now. I didn't transplant all my stuff.
Oh,
This
okay.
call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
All right.
Yeah, well, you keep your head up in there,
Hello?
brother, man. And, you know, I know transpacking sucks, man. You know, once you get, you know, situated and then they
Yeah.
just, man, And but you know what? Everything will work out, brother, man. Just you know, keep the faith.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, man. Well, I just wanted to call and give you guys my support and just thank you as well. You know, for supporting my son and what he's trying to do. You know what I mean? Volunteering and doing all this good stuff. Just want to thank you guys.
Yeah, man. But yeah, he's a great kid, man. He's doing not even a great kid, man. He's a great young man doing big things, man. And you know, you could tell he's not selfish in any kind of way. And I don't know if maybe some of that is from you, you know, pouring in some wisdom into him because man, some great wisdom comes from behind them walls. You know, when we finally have that opportunity to sit back and think about our lives, you know. So don't ever stop giving them the good advice that you could possibly give them because he learns quick.
Yeah, absolutely,
It seems like
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? And it's changed a lot in here as well, man. We've got so many classes in here. You know, they're educating us, and it's cool. It's something different, man. You know, it's something different. Everybody's in here trying to go home. You know, I mean, we still have to deal with these little bumps in the road, but we're doing what we got to do. You know.
Yeah, man. Take advantage of everything they present, man. You know, just jump on it, man. Sign up on them lists and get everything you can, you know?
Yeah, so you can be a
Yeah,
better dad
absolutely.
when you get out.
Yeah. Trust me,
Yeah.
man. You know, all of that stuff ain't wasted time, man. I said, you know, don't, you know, just man, just try to get all the positive you can in there, man.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and keep
Yeah,
your
yes,
and just
sir.
know though, man, just know that Catherine and Maddox, you know, they're out here, man, living life and you know, they're pulling it together, man.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that gives me the motivation every day, you know, to do better, to want better, you know.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, when I was out there, I took things for granted, you know. And it's amazing when you're behind these bars, uh, the time you have to really get to know yourself and just appreciate life, appreciate everything you have out there, you know.
Yeah.
I know that when I think, I kind of reflect, you know, and I kind of feel like when I was out there, I kind of relate to that movie Click by Adam Sandler. You know, I
Yeah.
was always fast forwarding, and never really living in that moment, never showing that emotion with his family, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be that way no more, you know. I want to
Yeah.
come home and be a better father, be a better partner,
Yeah.
be a better human being, you know.
And it's possible, bro. It's definitely possible, you know, for you to, you know, you got to start that process now though. You know, don't wait to come home. Start it now. You know, take advantage of this
Yeah,
opportunity, you know, and just look at it as, you know, God's
yes, sir.
preserving you for a reason, you know. It's hard like you were saying that
Yes,
movie
sir.
Click, how everything just went before his eyes and everything just speeded up so quick and then he had the regrets, right? But you know what? I don't
Yeah,
you probably don't know nothing about me, bro, but I was also doing life, you know, at 16 years old, committed a crime and was sentenced to 45 years to life, never expecting to come home. This was during 89, 90 when lifers weren't going home. And you know what? God gave me another
yeah,
opportunity and you know what? He can do the same for you. You know, you just got to keep the hope and seek God, bro. I don't know what your relationship is like with the Lord Jesus Christ, but man, pray to him, man, and you know he changes situations that man can't, you know, and he gives a peace
yeah,
that nothing can give. No drugs, no women, no money. Jesus Christ is the only one that could fill that void in a man's life, bro.
yeah,
So I would
yeah.
encourage you. I don't know if
Yeah,
you have already
absolutely.
asked him to be your Lord and Savior, bro, but you know, don't wait, man. Ask him, you know, ask him to examine your heart, man, and to forgive you. And he will guide you, bro. He will guide you and he'll open doors. He'll give you favor like you never seen before.
Yeah,
All right. Hey,
yeah.
just know that the
Yeah,
best
I'm
is yet to
open-minded
come,
to it,
bro.
man.
Just know that the best is yet to come.
Yeah, absolutely.
So keep your head up,
Absolutely.
man. Keep your head up and keep
Absolutely.
striving.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All
Our
right, man.
son's going
Sounds
to
good.
college.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's the
Yeah,
did,
yeah.
did you hear
Right
him?
on.
Your son's going to college, bro. First first one in the family.
Yeah.
That's a lot to be excited about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
man.
That's motivation right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get better. Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
for
So
sure.
they're setting things up, man. We can't tell the future, but you know what, man? There's a lot of good things coming to him and Catherine and to yourself.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, just need to, finish doing my time right here and just come home and do what I need to do. I'm
Yeah.
being patient. I'm not in a hurry. Just,
Yeah.
yeah,
Just take it one day at a
yeah,
time, brother. One day at a time, just wake up in the morning and say, you know what, just for today, I'm gonna do something good with my life, for you. Forget about pleasing other men or anything like that, man. It's you gotta eventually focus on your family and just do everything possible to come home and be able to start that new life, bro. Do
for
you have
sure,
a do
for
you have a
sure. I
Bible?
agree.
Do you have a Bible, bro?
You know what? No, I don't have a Bible. I don't.
Man, hit up the
I don't have
chaplain,
one.
bro. Hit up the chaplain, or you know what? I'll even send you in a Bible, bro. If you can't get a Bible, I'm gonna ask your family,
Yeah,
in a week. If you ain't got a Bible, man, I'm gonna send you
Three-way
one.
call alert.
All right.
yeah.
Yeah,
All
but I'm
right,
sure
all
the
right. That
chaplain,
sounds
man. I'm
good.
sure the chaplain, somebody could get you a Bible, man. So reach out, try to get one, bro.
Yeah, no, I could get one in here. I'll start, you mean? Yeah, I could get my hands on one.
That's the best wisdom, bro, right there to help you from
Absolutely.
day to day, bro. Read that word, bro. It'll teach you how to be a godly man.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You know what? Lately, what I've been doing my time is just surrounding myself with positive peers.
Yeah.
Just taking advantage of all these self-help classes, all these NAAA, ARC, Lifers Group. Just trying to soak up, any game that they have. And I mean, I'm still new to it. I'm still new in my recovery, but this time I'm serious. I really
Yeah.
am serious.
Hey, we all got to start somewhere, man. So just keep on going, regardless if you're new. Eventually, shoot, you're gonna be flowing in it, man. Just keep participating,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Whenever you can,
yeah,
open up, man. Talk about your feelings and your thoughts and your actions. You know, make it.
yeah,
I always tell
yeah,
people when it comes to recovery, man, you got to be very selfish, bro. You got to be about you. You gotta work on self because you know what? At the end of the day, it's all about you. It's all about you making the changes that are
yeah.
necessary. So keep striving, bro.
Yeah, you're right. I agree. I agree. You never really realize.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
You never realize the ripple effect until you take these classes and it's presented to you.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel a lot of shame, a lot of guilt. But I know it's a part of the healing process as well.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Yeah. And don't forget to forgive yourself, bro.
yeah,
You need to forgive yourself because if you live with shame and guilt, it's just going to eat you up, man. What you did. You know what? But you could make changes, bro. And I'm sure these two right here next to me, man, I'm sure that they're forgiving and they're willing to, encourage as well. So you gotta just, gotta forgive yourself too.
yeah, yeah. Yes, sir.
Sometimes that's the
Yes,
hardest,
sir.
that's
I
the hardest
agree.
thing for us prisoners, man, is to forgive ourselves for all the wrong we did. I always share the story how I would always fight as a young boy for fools disrespecting my mom. Come to find out, I was the biggest disrespecter of my mom. Selling dope from her house, gang banging in her car. Getting my house shot up. Putting her in so much danger. And here I am. So willing to fight and kill for anyone disrespecting my mom. And I was the biggest disrespecter. And I didn't learn that, man, until I was behind them walls. Like you said, having the time to
Yeah,
think and
you're right.
process, all the ripple effects of my life and my actions.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, we never take the time to think
Yeah.
about that when we're out there, and then
Yeah.
we're in here. It's like, at least now with these classes, it's so structured in here, and your program's the same every day, and you're volunteering in these classes, and you have all these grown men that are lifers, and they're fighting for their freedom, and and everybody's in there sharing their stories, man. So it gives you this sort of comfort to want to open up, and also that feel of acceptance, like, you know what, I'm not the only one going through this, you know.
Yeah.
And I know that's what's been helping me heal and helping me share as well, you know, knowing that I'm not the only one, you know.
Yeah.
And I know before it was like frowned upon, you know, and then they didn't have these classes before, you know that.
Yeah.
So,
I
I
just
mean, I don't know.
I
A lot
barely
of things
learned
are
about the
changing.
rack. I barely learned about the rack credits.
Yeah,
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 that stuff wasn't around back in my
yeah.
day, but hey, it's a good
Yeah,
incentive for going to groups.
yeah, it's good for sure. You know, there's a lot of guys in here that do it for the rack credits, but I'm just doing it to learn, bro. You know,
Yeah.
I'm learning it. I'm doing it to learn, to get something out of it. You know, like the
Yeah.
rack credit, that's cool. That's something good on top of it. Get it, you
Yeah.
know, get
Yeah.
some time off.
Enough's enough.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Hey, so Catherine wants to talk now, man. I talked enough, she said.
No. I mean,
So
to
here they are.
him, enough's enough. You know, that cycle, it's not doing anything but
Yeah.
making people hate him out here. You know,
Yeah. I'm sure that's
missing
something.
beautiful
All right.
moments
Well,
because
hey,
of
I'm about to
selfishness.
pop my door right now. I gotta go out.
You have 60
All
seconds
right.
remaining.
Hey, it was nice
Just
talking to you,
wanted to
man. Don't
give my
forget, get that
support.
Bible.
Anyway,
Get that Bible. Keep doing
yes,
what you're
sir.
doing,
All
bro.
right, man. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Likewise, man. You take care, all right? It's good talking to you.
All right, bro. All right, likewise.
All right.
You have a good one.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Hello.
Hello.
You're on Trap No More Podcast.
Hi. Hi,
Hi.
Catherine.
Hi.
Hi, Maddox.
Hello.
This is Delia.
Hi, Delia.
Man,
meet you.
everything you said, girl, I felt like, man, that was me talking right there. I could feel, going back when, me and my son, who's sitting right there, would go to visit, and the struggle it would be to get him up, early in the morning, and find rights. He would Jojo said that I would be like all the time at visit, but nah, he would find rights for me. And yeah, he's trying to be like, oh, she's always here. No, I would dread it. I would really dread it. And I don't know about how it is now, but back then I felt like, every time, we have the normies, the normal people that go and visit, and I felt like the correction officers, knew they just wanted to make it miserable for us. I don't know if it was like, don't come back, or don't support, or imprison them that way. That was part of their sentence. Like, yeah, we're gonna make sure that your family's miserable so they don't come and visit you. And sometimes I felt like that, but I thank you for your transparency. And there's a lot of us, Catherine. I mean, we are. When Jojo was going to name the podcast "Trap Families," I was telling him it's more like secret society, because we're like there's a lot of us out there, but we're like incognito. I would work at an office, try to fake the funk, hey, we're gonna have this, this work event, bring your family. And I would be like, he has to work, or whatever, to save face, right? Because we don't want to really put our business out there, because of course the judgment, right? Like, what are they gonna think about me, like, being and supporting, him, my husband, so I just very negative thoughts. And I would just kind of just be in my bubble, like, and it's a trip that you shared, that sometimes, with our sons, and I felt you on that, girl. I really did, reciprocating like his love towards you and you towards him. I would always tell my son that's there, I would be like, you know what, I'll never leave you.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about anything. I said, yeah, I'm hard. We have to be, we have to be the mom and dad, and we can't be weak, right? So sometimes we show the hard side more than the tender side, because we want them to succeed. And I would tell him, no matter what happens, it's just us, man. We got this, and I just, I just kind of sit there and think of everything that we've gone through, and I'm sure you do too. And it's tough, and you know what? When I think about it, it's like that's what makes us who we are. You know what I mean? And of course, through God, you know, through His strength, you know, and His ability to just give us the to get up and keep it moving and show our kids, you know, the right path. It's amazing, you know. It is, and you know, this is your fruit. You know, that's Maddox is your fruit, you know, and your daughters are your fruit. And man, you know, that's a blessing to know that I'm not alone. You're not alone. You know, you've done it. I've done it. And it's not going to end. You know, God says that, you know, during the time that we're here, it's going to rain on the just and on the unjust, right? We're going to have trials regardless, whether, you know, we're in a single situation or a couple situation. It just happens, you know, but it's how we deal with it and how we come out of it, you know. Yeah. And I just thank God, man. I was hearing the lady speak on the get on the bus. I'm like, man, I didn't know about get on the bus, because, you know, I would, you know, sometimes I would go through Saugus with my friends, and our car would like smoke out. We would be stranded at 4:00 in the morning, and I'm like, where's get on the bus, man? I wish we had get on the bus then, you know, because I mean, stranded. I couldn't call my dad and say, hey, pick me up, because, you know, I'm stranded, you know. Yeah, exactly. So thank God for a lady named Susan Haybro that ended up being obedient to that call and knowing to unify the family, especially with the moms. That's amazing, you know. And just Maddox, you know, doing what he's doing and taking on this calling, you know, in this season, just to be relevant in this organization. That's amazing too. So I just want to commend you, you know, everything you've done. I'm sure that in your solace time, you find satisfaction knowing that you've done everything you could for these kids. And man, that's amazing. Amazing, girl.
Thank you so much.
Hey, did you hear the sister calling right now?
Yeah, Elizabeth.
His little sister. Yeah, man. I
Oh
felt like
yeah, she was such an adorable baby. I mean, I know she's 12, but she was very eloquent.
I was thinking of Dominique.
From her heart, Dominique. Yeah, our Dominique speaks like that. She's really, you know, she could articulate her feelings pretty good. So she did great, man. Yeah, she did. Very great.
Babes, real quick. Hold on real quick. I was just thinking about get on the bus, because she would do them long drives and they would get there and they'd be grouchy and stuff. And I'd be like, man, if they had to get on the bus, they'd be less stressed. Yeah. Babes, I'm going to let you go because someone else is calling, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right.
Love you.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you for calling in Trap No More. Who are we speaking with?
Hi, this is Maddox's uncle and aunt.
Oh, can you lower the TV in the background or the monitor or whatever's on?
The other phone. Okay, hi. This is his uncle, Maddox's uncle, his tia, and his.
Oh, thank you for calling in. You're live.
Okay. Hi, Maddox. This is your Theo Jack. Tia Jennifer.
Hello.
Jack.
Your godmother, Tia Jen.
And Berlin.
Hey, Berlin. Hey, Jen.
We love you guys.
So my sister, just a little bit, I'm not going to touch too much on your guys' business, but my sister was a diehard for my brother-in-law too, and he was busted for quite some time.
We just want to send you guys our love, our support, let you guys know that regardless of everything that you guys have been through, you know, we support you guys, and God sends his most triumphant stories for his best people, you know, and we just love you guys and support you guys for everything you guys been through.
Yeah,
it's been hard. You guys got a good system.
Yeah, and we love you guys both. Love you both very much, and very proud of you, Maddox, and the young man that you've become. And you know Thea and her crazy stuff when she was younger, and you know how I've been through that whole situation, going back and forth to prison for years with visiting my husband, Maddox's uncle, and I lived it firsthand, and I know how hard it can be, that whole situation. And yes, we do live kind of like not a double life, but you do live like the caller before said, incognito, because people do judge and they don't understand. And it's really hard to be away from a loved one. It really is. And, you know, Maddox is a wonderful young man. He's made it through so much, and I commend him for everything that he's doing. And I'm very proud of him. Ever since the day he was born, he was a blessing to our family, and he's special to us, and we love him very, very much. And you know, Thea will always be here to support you no matter what. Even when I'm old and in a wheelchair, Thea's always going to be there for you. You know that, right? Love you, honey.
Love you too.
We love you.
That is cool, man. We're going to have to get you on this platform. Sounds like
Yeah,
it sounds like you don't mind sharing your story, huh?
Oh,
Well, I want to say
Get
that
ready.
maybe we'll
Get ready.
maybe
for
we'll
those
call it.
two.
Maybe we'll call in a little later, Jojo. But I'm sure I know you, man. I was with you before. But that's a story for another time, man. You know.
I hope it's a good story.
No, it's a good story. I remember you though.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm your neighbor from Almani and stuff. But
okay.
it's yeah. But we just want to let our nephew know we support you, Mill. We love you. Everything you've been through, it doesn't define you. What comes after it, what you do after it, Mill, is what makes you. And you were made for greatness.
You
were
are,
made in
buddy.
God's honor. You were made to be victorious and all that in His image. And that's you, Mill. You are victorious. You're gonna be great. You got a great support system, and you got a mom and a dad all wrapped up in one beautiful woman, which is your mother. So
Yes.
we just want to let you know that we love you. Okay?
We do, buddy. And you know what makes me so proud about you too, bud? You're working to your potential and you're always pushing yourself to do better. And that speaks volumes about the character that you have, Maddox. And that's wonderful. And you're going to do big things. You know, looking back with all of the stuff, you know, this little boy, even because he lived with us and I lived in the home and I was going through my mess at that time. And he saw things, you know, and he's been through a lot of things and he's made it through a lot too. And it not everybody does, buddy. Not everybody does. And it does speak volumes as to the person that you are, bud. And it makes you a better person because of what you've been through. You know, and you have the future open to you, Maddox. You can achieve anything you put your mind to. You know, don't ever think that you can't, because you have a family that loves you and supports you. And we're so proud of you and all the things that you're going to accomplish. In fact, I wish I'm kind of living vicariously through you, because I'm like, oh my God, I wish I was able to do that when I was younger. You know, so we're so proud of you, buddy. We really are. Right. We're so proud of you.
See, well, and what do you feel? And what do you feel about your cousin?
We love you.
Even though you tease me? Even though you always tease me?
They have a love-hate relationship, those two. That little one and him.
Hey, that's what cousins are for. Shoot.
That's what cousins are for, exactly. We love you, Mijo. We won't take up too much of you guys' time, but we love you guys. And just keep it up, okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys, man. Thank you guys for calling in. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys take care.
Love
God
you,
bless.
Bernie.
God bless you as well. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for calling in. Trap No More, man. Who we speaking with?
What up, man? It's always having faith once again. We out here.
Yeah, man. What's going on? Sorry about hanging up on you earlier, bro.
Oh, brother. Hey, man, I feel for that guy. I have a verse to share in the chat later after I get these questions out. But hey, Maddox and Katharine, that's your name, right?
Yes.
No. How has Jesus helped you through your guys' ups and downs, and how much to day to day, what's your to go-to verse, if you don't mind sharing? And then I just want to say much love, and I'm going to be praying for you guys, and congratulations, Jojo, with your daughter with college. That's what's up.
Thank you, bro.
But, all right, for sure, if you can share that.
I don't have a specific go-to verse that I look to be honest, but I have gone through, like, especially right now with my health, I've been going through a lot of stuff, and I feel like in the moments that I'm at my worst, just even in anxiety and things like that, I just kind of start praying. Like, I just go into a deep prayer, and I just pray for God's, love over my family and over me and let me get through this and give me the strength to get through everything. Um, cuz I don't, sometimes I feel like um there's an energy around me. There's an energy that keeps me going and just pushing me, and in those moments I just feel like the love and I ask for that loving white light to be around me, to be around my children, to guide me, to ease my pain, my burdens, my stress and everything like that. So I can't say that there's a specific verse right off the top of my head, especially the little bit of nervousness I have right now, but um, I have been, and hey, your cousin gave me a little inspirational book that I've been starting to read with my girls. So it's like little motivational things that you can for God, and it's like 1 minute it takes to read. So every morning or every night, I've been reading those, and they help. So I just find ways to incorporate that into my life, and sometimes I've been doing this with my girls. We'll open up the Bible and we'll just scroll to a page. Wherever it lands and the first thing we look at, we start reading. And sometimes we just go over that. And to be honest, there's been times where it's like, whoa, I needed to hear that right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Catherine, you just recently started going to church, huh?
Well, growing up, I can say that we did, have a very religious upbringing. But it was very more like spiritual in the sense like yeah, metaphysical, spiritual. Um, and so I did start going to church with my family. So when he was out, we were going to church, and then I went back. So when I got really, really sick at my worst, I started going back to church with the kids. And that's kind of like how things started unraveling, and I just started focusing more and just kind of like a guiding path for me, because I really I thought I was gonna die, to be honest with you guys. I really did. There was a time where I think my mom even told me, Maddox asked her, if my mom dies, what's gonna happen to us? Where do we go?
Wow.
And that was like 2.5 years ago. And so I really was really scared. And sure enough, I'm still here right now and still going through it, but
Man,
I'm not ready. I'm not ready to let go. I love
God
my
has
kids.
something in store for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So
You still there, bro?
Yeah. Amen. Amen.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Keep
And,
them in
and
prayer, bro, as they, as they're getting closer to God as we speak, bro.
okay, for sure. So
Yeah.
you guys are new in the faith.
yeah, and that's I wouldn't say that we're new in the faith. We're just
Not like new, but like I know what you mean. For sure.
yeah, it's like now it's kind of a guiding force for us every day, kind of
Okay, cool.
we come back to that every time we're in need, or we something good that happens in our life, we know that it's God's blessing. Like that's where we're at
For
now.
sure.
Like we know it's around us. We know that we're being blessed.
Amen.
And so
Yeah,
we're
for
trying
us, so
to
Maddox is I think Maddox is a prime example for that. So praise the Lord.
yeah, thank
And
you.
yeah, man, keep reading your Bible. Keep reading it. Proverbs, Psalms, and I don't know if you have a home church, but get
Yeah. You're breaking up, bro.
amen.
Yeah. We could hear you, but you were coming in and out, man.
Oh, for sure. I was saying,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
was saying, read your Bible, keep reading it. And that's it, man. Keep reading your Bible.
All right, brother. God bless you. Let us take this other call, bro. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
amen.
Thank you for all the support, bro. God bless.
Thank you
For
so
sure.
much.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Jojo?
Yes.
Jojo?
Yes.
It's
Debbie.
cousin Debbie.
Hey, can you turn off the volume in the background, please?
Wait, hold on.
They always do that. All the callers.
Wait, cousin. Wait.
All right.
Okay, you know what? I'm calling from my phone turned my iPhone turned green. So all of a sudden I couldn't hear anything. So I'm calling from my dad. So I'm using his phone, so I don't know what name comes up.
Hey, Debbie.
Anyways, yes, Debbie. Anyways, I just wanted to say that Maddox and Katharine, I'm so proud of you guys. When like you said, Catherine, when I called you for Angel Tree that first time, I just knew. I just felt for you. I felt just, when I asked you, I didn't, again, when we call for Angel Tree, we just, we're told to call the parents, and then, we're not, supposed to ask, a lot. And I just feel like I just wanted to know more about you, because I felt like, again, you're, as I got to know you, that you were looking for something. You were looking for, more faith. And when you said that, sorry, I'm gonna start coughing. When you were looking for something, you felt like something was missing, and when you reached out to say you needed support, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, and I mean, you were looking to look for some support, like not knowing what it was, but you were saying like, I just want to get closer, to God, and and more of, people that are going through the same situation. So I talked a little bit about my story, and I felt like, I'm dealing with an illness, and at the time, now that you've shared a little bit, it's hard. It's hard. And I think my cousin Jojo knows the same thing. I was single, raising my kids at the time because their dad was also incarcerated. And I did the best I could, but it was hard. I mean, there were times where, like I share, I was trying to get them involved in a lot of things, but they were little. They were little, and it's hard. But I did keep them involved. I did get them, But I do remember, I do have to share a story with Get on the Bus. They were in private school. And I always remember, because they always had assemblies, they had assemblies at school at the time. And there was something announced. I think it was at a service or something, at Christmas something. But they had a special announcer, a special guest come up, and they were from Get on the Bus. So anyways, they were from Get on the Bus, and she talked all about, get on the bus. And if you know anybody that's interested on going on the bus, and here I'm sitting there going, gosh, I just came back 2 weeks ago from Avenal, and that drive is a long way. And I just came back with my kids, and it was a long drive. And I always remember that I found someone in Monrovia, another friend, when I went up there, and she was always driving from Monrovia. And I always remember her husband at the time kind of demanded that she goes every weekend. And I was like, what? She said, yeah, he expects me to come every weekend. So she went weekend after weekend on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. But I mean, I used to say, like, how could you do that with the kids? And then after a while, the kids didn't want to go. They got older. They didn't want to go anymore. Yeah. And so I just remember those long drives, but I would never be able to reach out to that person that was talking about it, because I didn't want anybody to know. Yeah. How could I go up at my kid's school and say, yeah, I want to get on the bus, because that's just not something I shared. So I think it's a good program, because a lot of moms, they travel far. And I even know a mom that was driving back. She fell asleep and her car overturned. She was okay, but if she probably would have known about that at the time, that could have been, another option for her kids and safety, and probably for anybody else. So anyways, that's a good thing that you're doing, Maddox, and proud of you guys. And Catherine, keep doing what you're doing. You have a lot of strength, and don't let your illness stop you. I know there's good days and bad days, because I have those too. Yeah. But you're a strong woman, and I could tell that you love your kids to death, and you're going to do good things. And once your husband comes home, I'm sure you're going to have a lot of support. So just keep the faith, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much, Debbie. Thank you.
All right, cousin Deb, love you. You take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
We're going almost 2 hours.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's
Oh
almost
my
going to
God.
be 2 hours.
Well, you might as well tell everybody what you're doing.
Yeah,
as far as
so
your teddy bear
let's
drive.
jump in this real quick. We're going to go ahead and end phone calls for now. So, man, appreciate all the calls in today. There's a lot of calls today. Yeah, so go ahead. So go ahead, man. Share with us
Yeah.
whatever information
So
you
what
have.
I'm doing is I'm hosting a
Talk
teddy
in the
bear.
microphone a little bit more.
Sorry about that.
No, that's
So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be hosting a teddy bear drive to help alleviate one of the burdens for get on the bus, because what they have inside a little backpack is a teddy bear. But what's also good about that is attached to that teddy bear would be a letter written by that family's respective incarcerated parent. You know, a little goodwill letter or a thank you letter for at least coming to visit. You know, in a get well soon letter. And so I have my little trusty notepad because I won't be able to remember, remember the location. But I'm hosting the Teddy Bear Drive from March 8th through 9th, Saturday, Sunday, from 6 to 2 p.m. And it's going to be at Purpose Church
Oh,
at
I think
Brick
it's.
Building.
I'm sorry. I think I put it's 9 to 2 p.m. Sorry, 9 a.m. to
I'm
2
at
p.m.
9 to 2 p.m. And it's going to be at Purpose Church, Brick Building, 586 North Main Street in Pomona, California.
Got that. Let me see this real quick.
Yeah.
I didn't type that one in.
And I
Wait,
think-
is there some other notes on there?
Well, there's a little
no,
other
no,
notes.
it just no. Yeah, you could put the address and what
Put
it
the
is.
address and the dates and the time.
And what it is we're just gathering. We're asking for donations for the program. They have a restriction, so it's just a brown bear or any type of bear.
At
It has
least
to be a
12,
bear.
inches tall.
12 inches tall.
12
12 inches
inches. That's what they're asking, and we hope to get about 500 to 600. That's how many kids actually go
Mhm.
to this event through all the different prisons. So
Mhm.
500 to 600 that we're hoping to fulfill to give to the program so that they can essentially use them for the visits.
And the GoFundMe. We're gonna put it up there on the screen. I was looking for the QR code, but I couldn't get the QR code. Let me see. Okay. So the Cash App, if you would like to donate, for Maddox and his mom to grab these teddy bears, the Cash App is money sign capital KAT P as in Paul 1904. That's money sign capital KAT P 1904. It's right there, Anthony. Can you see that Cash App?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. If you guys could donate anything to the cause, man, for this brother to get these teddy bears going, man, it'd be greatly appreciated. And anything would count, right? I mean, any amount would
Yeah, any
any
amount.
amount.
would help
Well,
out.
yeah, I think what I think that day you'll have volunteers.
Yeah, volunteers waiting at the building to be able to pick up those donations.
And
Oh, okay.
whatever gets sent through that Cash App, we'll purchase the teddy bears and then
Okay.
give it to the program as well.
Yeah, I know I got a lot of buddies out there in LA that have them hookups, man. Go ahead and drop off a truckload. I know you
Yeah,
guys got to
that'd
be
be
at least
awesome.
12 inches. 12 inches tall, right?
Yeah,
And
12
From the
inches.
way
all
they sit
similar
down or
bears.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
12 inches, bro. Go down there. Got a lot of hookups in LA.
Oh,
You're
there
gonna go
we
down there
go.
to the toy
Thank you,
district. Go
Jojo.
get some teddy bears. Any color?
I think it could be any color. It just needs to be like that, a bear.
12,
It can't
okay.
be like, like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little
yeah.
unicorn. They want it to be kind of all the
Yeah.
same from
So
my
not any
understanding.
stuffed animals. It got to be a teddy bear.
Yeah, teddy bear. Yeah.
Teddy bear. Okay.
And then
That's
I
cool.
guess what they do, right? But Maddox is they attach the
Yeah,
note
they attach the
and they
note that's
give it to
written
the
by the
child.
parent.
Yeah, when they get on the bus, they're
When
like, "We
they
got
leave
something
home,
from
when
your
they leave
dad,
home.
from your mom,
Yes.
or whoever."
Yes.
And they open up the letter and
Oh, that is so cool.
yeah.
That's something cool, man. Very proud of you. And and by doing this, you're getting a scholarship attached to it as well. Or how's the scholarship thing with the program? What
I'm also not too sure.
It's not so much a scholarship. I think it's just he
just
gets a seal with his diploma.
okay.
Yeah, California seal of civic engagement, which is just I'm interacting with the community
Yeah.
that I'm affiliated with to actually help.
Oh,
benefit them.
okay. Cool. And that's really through the program, the
It's through
CRW whatever.
No, well, the
Well-
get on the bus is separate. So
Yeah.
this is actually through when kids are going to are going to graduate,
Mhm.
they get their diploma, right? They have to meet a certain number
Yeah.
of requirements and
Mhm.
credits and stuff like that. Well, he's gone over and above to receive a special seal that shows he's honors. He has an honors
Oh, okay.
for
Cool.
doing this.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
You know the university is going to suck that stuff up right there,
Well,
saying,
I
"Man,
hope
this
so.
A good
this is the
look on the
type of
papers.
yeah, this type of young man we want in our school."
That's the goal. That's the
Yeah,
goal.
man. But you know what, man? You guys did an excellent job today. I appreciate you guys, being transparent and just being brave. I know you guys both said this is something new, but you know what? You guys could travel and share this story,
Scary.
man. Yeah, because you guys give a lot of hope. And I know, Catherine, man, I know mothers that are watching are just blown away by your strength and your courage and the job you're doing with your son and your daughters. And man, it's rough. I know it's rough, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're doing a good job, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
Doing a
It's my
great
team.
job.
It's my
That's
team right
right.
there.
That's right. Hey, so real quick before we get off the air, before we end tonight's podcast, I would like for either one of you to look into this camera number 2 right here.
Mhm.
That one.
And I want you to just share a word of encouragement to that mother, to that son, that young man that feel like they're alone. If you don't mind just taking a minute or so.
Yeah.
You go first. Speak to the kids, buddy.
I could say I understand where you guys are coming from. I know that it's a place where, it's a void for sure. Uh, it's definitely a void of emotions, a whirlwind of emotions that sometimes you might not be able to understand. Sometimes not be able to keep in check. Sometimes you just want to bottle it up and toss it away, lock it up and throw away the key. But that's not always good for you. And so, what I say for you guys to do, and it's worked for me, thanks to the support system that I have, is put your attention. I'll take this out of my grandmother's book. Put your attention on your intention. Do what you'd like to do. Make sure that what you want to do in life is succeed. Do something better for yourself. Make sure you want to be the best that you can be in life.
You don't have to follow in your parents' footsteps. You can
Yeah.
be a change maker.
You can be the
Especially if
one
you
to
have
break the cycle.
There
and
you
it,
go. You got somebody saying they would love to help out. So you got the information right there, man. Look at the tags. Everything's right there for you to either give to the Cash App, or you could show up in person. Any other way that people can give
I think they can directly give to the
through
program.
the website?
Yeah, through their information, I think as a donation. But it would be great if you guys can help us out, especially because it's gonna help Maddox get to his requirements for his award at the end of coming June.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, man. I'm blown away by today's interview. For reals. I really didn't know. I had told my son, I said, I don't know. They're a little nervous. I might have to like really pull out. You guys were just flowing for reals. Because I have some
Still
guests that
nervous.
come up
I'm
here
still
and they get shy behind the camera, and it's like I gotta pull out from them, you know what I mean? But you guys did a great job, and man, my prayers are with you. I'm here to help whichever
Thank
way I
you.
can.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
I appreciate you.
Yeah,
Thank you so
I'll
much.
definitely try to stop by.
Yeah.
I know where Pomona is. It's pretty
Yeah.
close.
It's not too
Yeah,
far from
it's
here.
not too far, and I love going to churches. So yeah, I'll definitely stop by and give some support.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Hopefully, I'm in town that week. What is it? March what? It's like
March
2 weeks,
March
right?
8th
8th
and
and
9th.
9th. Yeah.
8th and 9th, or is that 2 weeks or 3 weeks? 2 weeks.
I
So
think it's 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yes.
I think it's about 2
yeah,
weeks.
I think I might be local, so I might be able to stop by.
Okay, that would be
And man,
wonderful. Get
yeah,
some pictures.
yeah, that's a great thing you're doing, bro. I appreciate that, man. And I know these kids are going to be blessed with these teddy bears
Oh
and
yeah.
that letter. And
Yeah, we
man,
went to a just real quick, we went to he spoke at one of Get on the Bus's events
Did a little
to I
public
don't remember
speech.
how many. There was quite a bit of people there, and there was kids, and it was a Christmas event. And I know that we stopped and he told me, "Mom, it feels good." Feels good. Do you remember that, buddy?
It
Feels
it
good to
does
give
feel
because the
good.
little kids, he was helping the little kids do ornaments and things like that. And he's like, it feels good, mom, to give back. And you see all of these kids, and you see so many of them, and all of their parents are in prison, and you're just like, dang, like this is a problem, and people don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's sad. And it's like family is like you said, generational. And I mean, there was families there that all of their parents were busted, and it was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like if we could touch one of those kids with what he was
Yeah.
telling them, that you can go to school, you can be different.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
That's awesome.
You
Yeah.
can be whoever you want to be in life.
Yeah.
You're never subjected to whatever someone else did to then after, paint you in a image that they had a vision for you. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I pray you guys continue to share your story because it's powerful, it's encouraging, it's hopeful. Because there's a lot of mothers with young babies and don't know how they're going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
It's
And
hard.
it's hard, but you know what? You give hope.
Yeah.
They're like, if she could do it,
You
you know.
can. Ladies, you can do it. Believe me, even when you feel like, oh my God, everything's tumbling around you, like, oh my God, why did I do this? You didn't, why is this happening to me? Or
Yeah.
I'm not feeling good, or whatever it is. It's like you can find that for some reason, something inside of you. I don't know what it is when you just love your kids so much. It's just like something that's like, keep going, and do things. Like I put things on my walls, my window, my mirror, that don't give up, so that I can put myself in check too sometimes.
Yeah. You need them positive affirmations
Yeah.
because sometimes nobody else is going to tell you can do it.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody else going to pat you on the back.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody else going to kick you to get up and do what you need to do. You got to do it.
Yeah. And I do want to shout out to my family, but my parents who are watching with my girls right now, because you guys have been amazing. Amazing, amazing. And I know I put you through hell, but I love you guys, and you guys have been the best second parents for my kids. Like without them, I don't
Thank
know.
God for grandparents.
Yeah.
Thank God for grandparents.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. I know you
Yes.
guys are tired. You guys,
School work.
all that good stuff, man.
Thank you, Jojo. I really
you so much
appreciate
for
it.
You guys are so welcome. Thank you guys. And thank you guys for watching, supporting, the phone calls, all the positive text messages or the postings or comments. I'm like,
Thank
what
you,
am I
everyone.
when I forgot? But thank all you guys, man. We appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget, next Sunday we'll be back. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And we'll see you next week. God bless you guys.
Bye, everyone.